Just go ahead and let him down now.
Well, we're making some good headway. We got a good start yesterday, and we got a big chunk of these things knocked out. These were big trees, and they were going to do a lot of damage if they came down on top of some cars. So we'll show you where we're at right now. We're going to finish knocking the rest of these out this morning. So here's what's left. You can see we put a pretty big dent in some of these monsters yesterday. These were big trees. And you can see how far they're laying out there, how many cars they would have taken out. We got a row right here, and if we follow along to where these trees landed versus the cars that are here, we'd have come clear out to about here, about to these Rivieras. So that would have been 5 cars that these trees easily could have taken out. So that's why we did them while I had this opened up before I filled it with cars. Now, the guy that's helping me do this, he is a tree cutting machine. If you look at these monstrous trees in this pile, this was actually 2 huge chunks of tree from different locations. He dropped them on top of each other, literally dropped them right on top of each other, and 20 feet from the cars. They were obviously a lot closer than that to the cars. He dropped them directly on top of each other, a long ways away from the cars. So like I said, the man can cut a tree. There's no doubt about it. We got a few more we're gonna knock out this morning. Been cleaning up a lot of these little evergreens. We got some big stuff to go yet, but we're putting a dent in them. Just a much better idea to get these things cut down before I fill this whole area full of cars and take a chance of wiping out an entire row of cars if one of these trees ever came down in a storm. They're a long ways up there. They're big trees and they could have done a lot of damage quickly. So we're gonna get this pile cleaned up, and then we're gonna start knocking these other ones down. All right, Beetle, tell us what you did.
All right, big boys out there. This is how we do it in the early salvage yard there with the custom cars. Got any parts you need, we got them. If we ain't got them, we can get them. This is how we start counting the big boys right here. We take a 75-year-old man and about a 40-some-year-old youngster, and we just put these trees to shame down here in Great Bend, Kansas. Hey, glad to see you. Come get on that Facebook. Check us out. We'll talk to you later.
All right, let's go up here and see where he had to make this cut. That is part of this tree. It's big enough to be its own tree, but it's actually just part of this tree. Well, they're gone, which is great. That was a big, huge row of trees, and they were some big ones as you saw them coming down. Neighbor's been out helping. Some of them were on his property. He kind of wanted them cleaned out too, so it kind of worked out well for both of us to just get them out of here and be done with it. Obviously, it opens up a nice big area for me for cars. I had this area set up, and I was starting to put cars back here when I realized, you know, this really isn't a good idea until all these things are out of here. So at least they're gone now. I got stump killer on them. So hopefully that will take care of them. I'll keep an eye out for any saplings or anything coming up this spring. Keep them sprayed as I'm spraying weeds around here. But this whole nice big area right here now, I feel much, much more safe about putting cars in here now that these things are gone. So let's take them out and take a quick look at some of these, what we just took out. So you can kind of see this nice big area out here. I still got some dirt piles over there I need to get leveled out. But now I feel safe putting cars in here. You get a whole row of cars in here like this, one of these things came down and it would just be bad, bad news. So it's been a ton of work to say the least. But at least they're down now. And now I feel safe putting cars in here. But to give you an idea kind of what we're up against, let's take a look at a few of these things. You can see how thick these trees were. This one, just this one right here, this one side almost 20 inches across. The base of this tree, which we didn't cut all the way through, we're gonna let it sit here. I used some stump killer on it. It's almost 30 inches across. Another one here. There again, this one was wide out, so we had to cut both arms off of this one. Across this one once again, almost 2 feet. And then across the base of this thing, look how big this one was. Well, the tape measure doesn't want to cooperate. Almost 40 on that one. And look at this beast. I'm going to take this one down in a couple of different sections. And it is massive. There's 43 and we're not even to the edge of it. So that one about 4 feet, easily 4 feet in diameter at the base. So we took that one off up top, and we're just gonna let that sit there and hopefully die out and rot off. You know, this one, once again, like those other ones, 2 feet in diameter. And another 2-parter over here. This one a little over 2 feet. And still another one down there. It was a lot of work and a lot of mess, but I feel much more comfortable with this area. I like having things clean. I don't like stuff blowing down, having branches to pick up, much less a whole tree coming down on a row of cars. So there you have it. Kind of an interesting but a little different video. As a lot of you guys know, I do spend more time out here picking things up, trying to keep things organized, keeping the weeds sprayed, trying to keep things under control, picked up, and try to keep things halfway decent just to work out here. Just like the rows of cars behind me, you can see I try to keep things in rows, try to keep things picked up off the ground. It's a lot of work, and projects like this are a ton of work. Long term though, it's the right thing to do. So that's what we're doing. So there again, not necessarily a car video, more of a facility maintenance video, but it's done. I'm glad it's done. Huge shout out to Beetle for helping us out, sawing these things down. Like I said, Beetle is a tree cutting machine. Neighbor out here helping clean up, and Beetle's buddies that helped him, Mouse, was out here, the guy that I actually bought this facility from several years ago. So had some great help today, and we made it happen. They're down. I'm thankful, and I appreciate everybody's help. So hope you guys enjoyed it, even though it's a little bit different, but it is still kind of cool to see those big trees come crashing down. So stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. We sure hope to see you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.